Fish Buddy here, bringing you a long-awaited, much-anticipated, eagerly something or another. We'll get to this video soon. Check it out. First, I apologize about my delay in making videos. I know it's been well over a month. So with that being said, I apologize. And let me know what's the thing you've been missing most on my channel. Go ahead and comment that below so I can make sure I pander to you guys just a little bit. Alright, so I've been pretty busy with work and I got sick. Well, that's after my basement flooded during the torrential rains that we were experiencing here in Missouri. All kinds of crazy stuff that I've been dealing with. We had a major fish loss, a fish of 9 years. It's really unfortunate and really sad, so we haven't really talked about that much. It's just all kinds of stuff. So I want to get back into the swing of things. Also, I promised somebody an update video on my Bristlenose fry, so that's going to be part of this video. Did make that video, and the reason I never got it posted is because my video software was not wanting to let me render it into a video format that I could upload to YouTube. It crashed my program every time, so I contacted customer support over several days and tried fixes, and then I've ended up trying to render other videos, which has actually worked. So I think that video must have just been over edited, so I'm going to try to make a couple videos, and so if that doesn't work, I'm going to end up buying a new software program because and I need a new software program if it's not going to work. I use Corel X Pro 9. What do you guys use? You should comment that below if you guys make YouTube videos, and let me know what you use, and I really appreciate that. And here is one of my tanks. This is actually my hospital tank for my Africans. This is where the beat up Africans go, and it's also probably going to be the permanent home of my Pseudotropheus lannisticola that I have in here. I've got 3 of them, I believe, 1 male and 2 female. Also in here is a red zebra and 2 yellow lab. The male yellow lab is a new addition. He's been beat up pretty good in the main tank upstairs, so he's been brought down here. He was on his deathbed and he's doing okay now, eating, and his tail's kind of grown back, so there's that. And so right now in this tank I'm just doing a giant water change. It's been a while since I've been able to do a water change. I've been sick for like a week and I've not really been able to stand very long. So I'm back on my feet now, I think, and I'm going to do this big water change. I've already done some water changes on some other tanks, and I will show you guys more tanks as well, including that Bristlenose fry update like I talked about. That's coming up. Don't miss that. And so since you guys have never seen this tank, I'll talk a little bit about it. I'm running my AquaClear 70 filter on here. It was ran on another tank for just a short period of time before I threw it over here. This tank was a free tank given to us by Brandy's dad. The sand came with it. I threw in all of the stuff that's in there, the PVC, the slate, the random glow-in-the-dark decoration there, just to try to give them some stuff to hang around. I should probably throw some more stuff in there, but they seem to do alright even though they chase a little bit. No one's really beat up besides that yellow lab that I've just thrown in, and that's just because he was that way. So he's on his way to recovery. I'm hoping that these Pseudotropheus lannisticola will breed in here. I'm not sure they will with the yellow lab and the red zebra in here. Hopefully I can convince her to take those fish back soon, and then that way those guys can be alone, and maybe and maybe we'll get some fry from them. I do have some fry from that I pulled from one of the females. I'm not 100% sure they're full-blooded though, because there's a lot of different types of Africans in that tank, and honestly don't know what all can interbreed and what. I know there are definitely some hybrids with this one fish in particular that was we got in a fish auction, and it was called a red Katali. Upon further investigation, I don't believe it's actually called a red Katali. I can't remember what it was, what I think it is called, but I will throw some video of it over here so you guys can see which fish I'm talking about. And that fish is bred with, I think it's bred with the rusty cichlid we have, and I believe it's also bred with the Kenyi. And our Kenyi we have, I'm a little confused on. I thought that the yellow Kenyi were the males and the blue Kenyi were the female, and I know they're mouth brooders, but the yellow Kenyi seems to be the one holding fry. So maybe I'm wrong. Are they paternal mouth brooders? They're not really my fish, so I honestly haven't done that much research on those. You know, if you know if those fish can crossbreed, you know, let me know in the comments down below. That would be awesome. Also in this tank is a 200 watt Aqueon glass heater, which I don't really care much for. As you can possibly see at the bottom, it's had a little meltage at the tip. And I know this heater has never really been ran outside of water, so you know, I'm really changing my mind on those heaters and switching over to their Pro series and seeing if I like those better. Also in this tank I have a power head hooked up to a Sunny D bottle with pinky filter padding underneath to filter the water so it was nice and crystal clear. That was mostly because that sand that we got from her dad was really filthy. He didn't clean it at all, she didn't clean it at all, and it was really cold outside still whenever we got it, so we just added in. And I don't know if you guys could see that, but it looked like there may have been some mating behavior going on over there in the corner, hopefully. And I will show you those Linisticola fry as well. There is an individual Linisticola fry in here also. Again, I'm not sure if it's full-blooded or not. He hangs out underneath those caves there with that small female yellow lab, or underneath of the giant red zebra's tube. So again, not sure if they're full-blooded or not, but there's one in there that one of the females spit whenever I moved her in here from the main tank. So this is the 40-gallon breeder that I was raising the flower horn in for a while to grow him out after I had quarantined him. Then after that I had moved the red zebra in here along with the yellow lab, and the yellow lab had fry at the time, and Brandy wanted to let her spit them naturally whenever I was wanting to strip her, and so she did spit them eventually, and they were eaten. All but that one little yellow guy that you probably have noticed out of all of these dark guys. So these are what I believe are Pseudotropheus linisticola fry. Let me get in here a little bit. They are a little bit shy, but let's see if I can't get in and maybe step back. And so yeah, here are these little guys. These are supposed to be Malawi shell dwellers, or what Pseudotropheus linisticola are. That's all they said during the auction whenever we bought the main three that were in the other tank that I just showed you. So we have no idea. There was no name on them, and then so we brought them home and we were looking them up, and it was not as easy to identify them as we thought. I thought they were Pseudotropheus venustus, which I think is right. Which everyone wanted to say it is not a venustus, blah blah blah, thinking I was referring to the hap cichlid, but that's not what I was referring to. There is actually another venustus that is not the hap, and it is also a shell-dwelling cichlid, a Malawi shell-dwelling cichlid, so there was some confusion on that. But I do think they are the Pseudotropheus linisticola. Although, again, I'm not 100% sure on these fry. Oh, and there's a little yellow one. I had some pleco fry in here that I thought would make it with these guys, but I'm not so sure. These cichlids are supposed to be more docile than regular African cichlids, or the other Malawi cichlids, mbunas. And, but again, if they are a cross with the other fish that I think they could be crossed with, then that fish is actually very aggressive. So there is that. So again, I'm not sure. Another reason why I think it could be crossbreed is because everything I see about the fry yields are approximately 30 or so, and whenever I moved the Pseudotropheus lanisticola down here, the first one, I counted 68 fry. So I don't know if that's a possibility from crossbreeding, the hybrid vigor or something of that sort, but I think I might take some to a local fish store. I might even try to share some pictures online on a Facebook group. If you think let me, if you tell me what you think about them, if you think that they are in fact hybrid, or if they could be in fact full bloods of the parents that I've shown you. I think it is interesting because there are so many and they are like a schooling behavior. So let me go ahead and drop some food in so you guys can see them eat too. It's always fun. And one other change that I've made to this tank, besides changing out the stocking in here, is the filter is different. You may have noticed the intake over there on the left is of a canister filter. That is this down here. And that is my mega box. I won the mega box, and I haven't actually shared that video. I'm going to go ahead and release the video eventually that I made for that, so that you guys can check me out unboxing it and setting it up. So that's actually going to be an unboxing video in itself of the filter, not just me talking about winning the mega box or anything, or just showing you that I won. I'm going to actually take it out, put it together and all that, so you guys can see that fun process. And so yeah, so that is this tank. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments as well. Here's the bristle fry update part of this video. So there are many bristlenose in here still. Many of them have also been picked off because I had some African cichlid fry in here that were pretty mean to them. One in particular was pretty mean. I've since moved him back to the main tank, the main African cichlid tank upstairs, and you might be able to see some pretty good sized ones. There's a good sized one on the sponge filter back there. It's kind of hard to see though. Let me see if I can't lighten this up. Might be pretty bright there, but pretty good sized one on the sponge filter back there, and some little ones as well. Some of them are starting to get the bristles on the front of their nose. You can also see I've got a pretty large amount of Java fern in here, or sorry, Java moss. Turn this brightness back down just a smidge. Other than getting rid of that one African cichlid, I do still have the convict in here. She does pretty well. Some of these bristlenose still do get picked on. I see some riptails from time to time, but otherwise they're still pretty good. I also have two guppies in here as well still, swimming around up top. Let's see if I can't pan out. Show you guys. This tank's doing pretty well. Like I said, the Java moss is in there like crazy. Let's see if I can't get you in there and see that it's literally everywhere. There are Bristlenose literally everywhere. This tank's a little bit cloudy from all the algae wafers I fed them just recently. You know, there's quite a few, so I throw quite a few wafers in, and it does cloud the water a little bit. Plus, I was just scraping the side with the magnet to try to make it a little bit cleaner so you guys could see in there better. I've also moved some of these fry into other tanks. I've got some in the main African tank that have survived and are doing well and have grown to be a decent size. They also have cleaned the tank pretty well. I'll overlay some video of that, and hopefully I will not overly edit the video to cause problems with whatever happened with the other video, and hopefully this video can get made. I've also moved some into the Oscar tank as well as some convicts, and the convicts in there are breeding, but the Bristlenose are doing okay. They hang out and hide, and the Oscar mostly gets along with them. He ignores them mostly. They mostly ignore him. Even the breeding convicts, although they have nipped his fins a little bit. So they're probably going to get moved soon, but I don't know exactly when. So that's going to be the end of this Fish Buddy video. I apologize about this super long update. Super long awaited video. Thank you for all of those of you who have stuck around with me for this whole time and have just been waiting for a video. I have some more I'm planning on doing, and I did have to get a new video program, so I'm working on learning it, and hopefully my videos will get polished up as nice as they were, probably better because it is a better program. So thanks again, and if you guys haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe and catch up on some updates here in the future. I do breeding guides and review videos as well as my aquarium box unboxings. I'm late on those, and I'm just got a box in today. I'll do a video on that as well. Just give me an opportunity to learn my program some more. So thanks again everyone for watching.